Gabriel, and today I'm gonna do some streaming about some programming stuff. Don't know Shakespearean English. Don't know Shakespearean English is right. Um, yeah, later is fine. Doing my stream now. Anyway, all right. Finish up chat conversations. Self away is a thing. How does one say I'm away? I'll see all in. Where is my status? There. Hit that. Okay. Sounds good. Profile. Settings of privacy. Plain accessibility yet? Does look like the thing. Look at my. Just get more of me. Whatever. Who cares? Hey, welcome. It is the Programming stream. Yeah, just programming today because it's late. Obviously, we're gonna go ahead and switch over to similar but wrong by Photoshop. Although I would love to work some Photoshop stuff today, so maybe we'll get to that. Maybe. Also, it looks like crack open. Hey, Sublimity. Text me. I do. Chris Parkinson is now following me on the Facebook. Thank you very much, Chris Parkinson. You are most welcome. Most welcome in this place. Thank you for joining me. So the thing. So let's start into the stream proper. Let's get the thing going. So what I've got here is interesting. I have started toying around with WordPress plugin development because you may not know, my website and the websites of lots of other people are WordPress based, and I went looking and I was like severely disappointed in the number of WordPress plugins that support TTRPG stuff. So I was thinking maybe as kind of an early precursor to the kind of bigger app plans I have for QuestGiver, maybe what I could do is build a simple nice. I just found out that we're going to be doing more playtest streams, which is exciting. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I really enjoyed my last playtest stream. Anyway, what I was getting at is that a WordPress plugin, while kind of annoying because it's PHP and some limitations and like works within a kind of bigger system that you have to be really aware of. So like security is an issue, accessibility, like everything kind of becomes an issue. I think it would still be really, really nice to have certain things like right out of the gate, the one that I think would be most useful for me anyway is something that just lets me like take the contents of a scene, like these are this is the location, these are the objects, these are the characters in it, and easily go like, oh hey, yeah, there's 6 goblins here, and then just say generate get names and the whole like in separate stat blocks for each of those 6 goblins, and easily be able to mark them, remove them, do the thing, maybe even connect them with like a Roll20 thing or Foundry or something where I can just say, yeah, he's on the stage over there, but I see all of his bits here, so I can click on him and see what his relationships are, what he cares about and stuff, or just use the stat block and click it for rolling. Kind of similar to what D&D Beyond does. Austin Home, thank you so much for the like, my buddy. My kick-ass author, the author of the yeah, the module we just released last week, Doom Desert in the Decanter of Delirium. Super fun module. Roll20 board still in progress. Actually, I'm you probably saw my last stream. Hopefully you did. Where I did a bunch of new art for the tokens. I've gotten some work done on Shavra, the coloring of Shavra, and I need to do a bunch more. But I was able to make some pretty good progress on some of these guys, so I'm pretty excited. I've only got, I think, 6 more models that I need to ink, and then I think it's a total of 8 models that I need to do color. Some of the coloring is going to be like multicolor stuff, where I'm doing like different combinations of color and stuff. Also, I was realizing before that like I had very little gender diversity in the original sketches, so I've included a bit more either androgynous or clearly like could be female, could be male, doesn't really matter characters, but like yeah, I had like a lot of bearded people in the last one, and it was just kind of like a bunch of beards. I was like, well, this probably would feel like the right experience for a neck beard, but maybe not the target, right? Like people who are going to enjoy this are going to be people who are willing to experience a kind of fantasy that's different and not a dungeon crawl with traditional D&D tropes. That everything in the Doom Desert module is very anti-expectation, like it's trying to kind of shake you loose from some stuff. That said, the new module, the next module, Moon Elves Masquerade, is very fucking cool. Please check out the playtest from Tuesday if you can. Sorry about the audio issues in it. I'm gonna try and do like some editing and maybe cut it down, and get just like the parts that work, and maybe even dub some of the stuff that got fucked up because I muted my mic on stream and then unmuted it on Zoom because I'm a meat bag and it sucks. So yeah, fucking that's the thing. Anyway, let's do some. So since last we left our heroes, as Matt Colville would say, there is a couple of things that have changed. So one thing I wanted to talk about is very exciting. I found online this amazing homebrew repository, and I'm not going to get into what it is or where it came from or why I'm into it. But what I did find in it is creatures, whole big fatty collection of creatures, including the JSON for the Kobold Press creature codex, the entire friggin' thing. So this has all the creatures in the creature codex, some of beasts too, some of beasts. It's got the links to the original document. It's got great stat blocks. The stat blocks for everything, and all these monsters are open gaming license. So with attribution, it is absolutely fine for me to basically reproduce these stat blocks on a screen and provide a service that leverages them. So with the idea being that as a dungeon master, in fact, let's write the story. Let's do a little classical agile structure, right? As a DM, I want to be able to add creatures to a scene and easily make them unique. So this is not a good product statement, right? Or use case statement, and the reason is it leaves a gap, so it is unclear what a scene is. You would just add a creature to a thing that we don't know about because it's not described in the story. So I would also write a story as a DM. I want to be able to manage scenes, right? So let's start there, because I think scenes are an interesting enough kind of, it's a scene. Like, and in a lot of ways, I'm beginning to think about adventure design as being scene-based, where as long as there's some possible way to connect a scene to another scene, like your adventure is really just kind of a collection of, connected scenes, right? And different choices that the players make drive them from one scene to the next. And then there's kind of like intermediary scenes, right? Scenes that are kind of like segues from one scene to another scene, and like, creeping through the tunnel, or, avoiding the trap, or, going on the riding across the mountain range, right? Like all of those are potentially like transitional scenes. And I think that the idea that I'm kind of espousing is that if you have like a nice collection, right, of scenes that are interesting ways to describe going from like disarming the trap and getting through the hallway, or encountering something on the mountain range, right? Like then it becomes very easy to just go, oh, okay, like here's my scene. The party gets the quest for whatever, and then you say, oh, and I want to put it in a transitional scene here that is a mountain range. They go across a mountain range, and even let that be random, right? You don't even have to establish at that point which scene is actually going to be pointed to. Just say, I need a category of scene. I need a filter of scenes, and that's kind of what I'm envisioning for like this long-term tool for saying, like, I want to make an adventure. I know the beats that I want. I know exactly what I want, like from a high level play perspective, but I don't want to have to worry about the monster like CRs and all that shit. And I don't want to have to think about, like, all I want to do is just plug in my party. This is the party doing this chain of scenes, and have the algorithm pick the right scenes, and then be able to go, oh, this guy, I have an NPC like that is this guy. So I take this monster, I either swap it out with the NPC that I've got, or I just take that stat block and put my name directly on it, like whatever adjustments I need to make that character more full, and kind of make that context. So this is kind of about that second part, where like if you can create a scene, which in this place we will say a scene is a container, right, for creatures or characters, then I want to be able to add characters to a scene. And then and the and clause here is probably the real bit here, right? Is as a DM, I want to be able to make creatures unique, and as a DM, I want to be able to like, how do I say this? So when a creature becomes unique, right, I want it to be trackable. So I want to be able to track unique creatures, right? And tracking them just means, like, basically that there's an instance of them and that they have a history, right? They have a log of what they've done, where they've been, whatever. And it should be pretty sparse, like, by and large. So if I get into a combat and there's, again, our 6 goblins or whatever, each of them gets a name, each of them is unique, 5 of them die, right? So 5 of them are just died this day, right? Fighting this guy in this battle in this way. But being able to record that, I think, would be interesting. Like, you could pull hella wicked stats eventually and be like, oh yeah, this character has killed like 57 goblins. He's got the title Goblin Slayer. Like, right, there's a potential in just being able to track and accumulate this data that I think has gone largely unrecognized, right? We are in the system of age of information systems, and this is one of those places where I think a DM trying to track this stuff on his own or their own is going to be a little flummoxed. They're going to not know what to do about it. And then, but a technology could very easily come in and bolster that and make it something that they can easily leverage, and also easily, tweak for their own purposes to be able to use. And that's kind of the most powerful tools are the ones that are like, it's like a shovel, right? It's made for digging holes in the ground, But the myriad other things you can do with a shovel or a hole in the ground are really the power, right, of the tool. That makes sense. And there are better examples. So if I sound like an asshat, it's because I probably am, and that's a terrible fucking metaphor. Oh, coffee. Okay, so track unique creatures. Okay, so let's start with this. Let's start with managing scenes. And also I want, actually, I think the phase one of this, the very first thing that I want in Quest Giver is just to be able to pull this data via an API. And so what I'm thinking of doing here, let's see, this is the sources, this is the metadata for the document, legendary group, monster, disease, item, optional feature, language, variant. Okay. So I think we're going with the monster thing here, and maybe this is something that I can tweak. But kind of one of the most important things I need to determine really quickly is this consistent across the documents? And from what I've seen so far, I believe that it is. The like high level boxes are consistent. Maybe in different orders. Fine, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. So, with that being the case, what I'm gonna do here, a little hackety hack, where this project here has a package JSON, which is homebrew, 5e Tools homebrew. By the way, check out 5e Tools. It's super, super cool. Very, very useful. It has all this amazing data in it. So, like, big ups. Big fucking ups. They're also under MIT license, which I probably should check out because... Wait a minute. This... The Giddy limit and friends. Check the MIT license stuff. MIT license. OSI approved license. Copyright year. Copyright holder. Permission is hereby granted. Free of charge to any person obtaining a copy of the software and associated documentation files. Software to deal in the software without restriction, including limitation. The rights to use, copy, modify, merge, publish, distribute, sub-license, and or sell copies of the software, and to permit persons to whom the software is furnished to do so, subject to the following conditions. Software is provided as this. Okay, cool. MIT license. No problem. No problem. Yeah. Oh, Chelsea wants to play fucking Dungeons and Dragons with me on stream. I think that's gonna be. I would actually really, really enjoy doing like a weekly game on stream. I think that would be pretty clutch. I definitely enjoy the Dungeons and Dragons. I like to play it. Yes. Alright, cool. So that's that, which means that theoretically, and by theoretically I mean absolutely, I should be able to... Are you getting weird? Okay. I'm gonna try and shrink this thing. Oh, that's super useful, my dude. Over here. And so we've got a little space down here. I'm gonna go back here, and into Quest Giver. And so I've already got like a bit of a package here that's going on. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the dependency to Homebrew to my package, and I'm just gonna point it to I just see that Homebrewery is also open source. Is it a thing? Would it be? We're gonna find out. Well, I'm actually gonna find out after this. So first and foremost, I need this to pull from the remote. So I need to know the remote, which in my case, github.com and Washer DM Homebrew. I think it's legitimately just this. Like, I just put that in there. And, like, master. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Let's see what happens. So, what I do now is I'll say it. Yarn. Okay, hold on. Did it work? No, it did not work. Tag. Unable to access the master 400. Okay, that is fine. Whoop. Whoa. Happened. Big drunk bird's what it is. Fucking that absolutely killed me. If I get to play with Hiccup again, I'm doing so. Yeah, so let's try it just with the shitty text. See what happens. It may not be correct. It may need to be like a git at address or whatever. But I'm pretty sure you can just put a URL in it and yeah, it's trying to resolve. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Okay, yeah, so it's probably going to take a second doing that. In fact, it's going to take forever. This repo literally took forever to download in the first place. So what I might do is stop this since I already downloaded it and just it. Clone, yeah, it was trying to clone into the cache. So let's go back to Homebrew and then let's npm link dot. I think that's how you do it. You'll notice new minor version available. That's fine. Added one package. Okay. So I think that is now linked. And then I think if I go into quest giver, I'm gonna look this up so I don't fuck it up. Link local package. Yeah, no, it's npm. Okay, as link as means to symlink a package folder, but simply it means connect the parent application to a module you have locally on your machine. So I'm pretty sure. This is me in a nutshell. Help! Help! How did I get in this big fucking nutshell? Anyway, link in the package directory. Link at scope package version npm-ln. Handy for installing your own stuff so that you can work on it and test iteratively without having to build. Package linking is a two-step process. First, link in a package you create a symlink in the global folder that links to the package. Note that npm link uses the global prefix. Next, in some other location, link package name. Easy. Easiest shit of my life. It's exactly what I thought it was. That's fantastic. So we say npm link homebrew. Right? You can do it. I believe you, man. Oh, it might be running the indexes too. I'm not sure if that's part of like the post install hook or whatever for Homebrew. Homebrew. All right, while we're waiting on that, I'm gonna crack open. I'm gonna bring up a browser here so I can keep doing stuff while I fiddle faddle. Fiddle faddle fartle. Oh, close other tabs. Okay. So that's my NPM bullshit. And we're gonna look at, actually we're not doing art today, so turn off the art training. By the way, one of the coolest things I ever did was to like make a checklist of shit to do for art when I'm doing art, like the art training bit. You guys weren't there after stream, but last time that I streamed, right after I finished, oh my god, right after I finished sketching all this shit, I like had a breakthrough about art, and it was dope. It was super good. Oh, you are showing. You're just in the wrong. Look at your fucking screen, dude. Holy shit, it's too high, too high. Too much of a good thing. Okay. So anyway, art training is like a thing. I'm not working on any of that stuff. All this stuff is a problem. Quick save event doesn't matter. The wild beyond the witchlight doesn't matter. Actually, it's not the wild, right? It's the weird or something. Weird. No, that's a different. That's a module a friend of mine. Oh yeah. Also, yesterday published Dust Till Death. Scott Jones. Really good Russian artist. So yeah, check it out. Free, the website. Go get it. Get models textured, lit, and rendered on Fiverr. That's actually some shit I gotta do. Make PayPal logo 150 by 150. I will get to that later. But now, I kind of need. So we're doing Quest Giver stuff. I want to find out if home brewery open source. Natural Crit Home Brewery. Home brewery is past. It is page. Let's check the license. Oh, MIT license as well. Storksdorf. Cool. Well, that should mean, so this is MongoDB based. Oh, thank you. Actually, can you put it over there? Here, let me move that. Take first before you... Okay. Thank you. Let's see here. Mom? Can you close the door, please? Thank you. Sorry about that. Alright, so it needs Node, it needs MongoDB, it needs Git. Looks like it looks like it should be pretty snappy to set up. Then real question is this is the server code, probably admin API JS, yeah. And then client, so this is probably the homebrew client. Brew renderer, probably. Oh yeah. Pull that shit out, stick it somewhere, make it good, call it good to go. This may well be a really good solution for getting. So yeah, again, the idea is right. Be able to snap adventures together very easily, make them kind of variant copies of other pieces of other adventures, because I think that's kind of what adventures usually are. With little variations in prose and maybe encounter, just a little bit here and there usually. And then being able to like present those or recreate them as PDFs easily, which honestly, like given this document here, it might just be the case that you can create them in my system, and then quickly export them to Homebrew. And maybe that's a thing, or also could export them to GM Binder as a markdown file, because their markdown is also grokkable. It's a knowable quantity. So this is interesting. That's cool. I'm glad that I looked that up. Now I know that. It looks like NPM warn deprecated. Please upgrade to version higher. Oh, I see. That's UUID. So that was me just pulling in the package there. Okay, cool. So that should be fine. Quest Giver should be working still. Yarn start. This. And cool. All right. Waiting. And it's localhost 8082. Okay. There. And here's what I want to do kind of first. So now that I potentially have this homebrew piece here, what I want to do is have the server be able to serve up kind of anything, right? So this is API adventures right now, but let's imagine for a moment that we have API monsters. So I guess creatures, and this will set up adventure route model. Oh, okay, so set up adventure route is this thing. Goes to API. Is route okay. Oh, cool. Sweet. Cool. This file. Same thing basically. Only this time when you go creature, and I think if I look under models, I'm going to find that there's a bunch of stuff in here. So creatures, I feel like kind of stand on their a little bit. Oh, actor is what I've called them. Set up actually. Fine, it's fine. Fine. And then there's going to be a bunch of places where I'm not sure why this matters. Does actor. Yes. Theoretically, they probably don't, but it's a good idea to to try and do that. Keep your case contexts correct. Something that most people probably don't know about programming is that a lot of the syntax concerns that you will have are actually not to do with the syntax of the program, but how you're using the English language to describe what the program is and how you're trying to solve the problem. And the reason for this is actually that the computer is super good at reading programs. Like, it knows exactly what it's going to do, does it exactly every time. So computers they're like, I don't give a shit, you fuck up, you're bad, I just won't run, right? But if a human comes in here and tries to read shit, they're going to be putting a lot of context into everything you write, like every little bit of what it is. So here, okay, so here's a problem, is getting scenes. Well, actually, that I think about it, they are part of kind of part of scenes. I feel like the direction of this should go the other way though. Like you should basically be able to ask for a encounters characters or actors, not and maybe reverse that, like be able to reverse that, but I'm not trying to do that right now. And so that's set up actor route, which is actor.js. We'll grab this, copy, go back to server. Let's set up actor route equals require routes API actor or okay, seems legit. And then here, I'm actually going to change this to actor. Set up the actor route to see this. This is wrong. I think I need to go on dev maybe. Nope. Okay, let me look here. So the thing is, I want it to restart app. Oh, right. Yeah. That's the right thing. You're an app. So that will simultaneously build the service, the front end, and run the back end. So, and then what I want is right about her, go to actor. What I want to do here is I want to cost, let's say, it did a thing, moved me around. Hello, viewer. Welcome to the stream. Doing some programming today. Trying to get some progress done on a quest giver app that I'm writing. Books. What are my books? So for now, I'm just going to require directly what I think I need. So I've put homebrew in my in my repo, and so I've got the homebrew directory. Then I need to go find, so what's nice about this is they're all JSON files, so I should be able to just pull them into memory, have these objects in memory, and then just return them when I ask for them, and that'll be super. We've got the creature directory. Creature. And then I'm gonna just kind of okay, so I'm gonna need a bunch of these, but I'm gonna start with the creature codex. And so it's gonna be kobold rest semicolon space creature codex. Creature codex, don't you know? Donjaison. Collignon, Donjaison. Creature codex. So now I've got theoretically this thing. So if I hit this right, I'm gonna get back all actors, and there should be 0 actors in my database right now. So let's go ahead and say router.get slash templates for yeah, templates is fine. So it's, I guess theoretically it would be actor/templates, actors/templates, or actor/templates. Pretty sure, although now that I'm looking at this, right. So it'd be /actors, right? /templates, /templates, and then get templates. Give me this as. And for now, I'm just going to do try res.json books. Let's see what happens. Else, or not else, catch e console for e dot message ooh, and that, yeah, that's fine. I'm not super worried about it, so we are gonna look at the browser real quick. And that's submitted. Okay, so this is a little bit weird. It's loaded me up on here, which is fine. 8082 is like my proxy for doing both, so that's actually where I want to be. And then we're gonna go API actors, which should empty array as expected, and then we should get templates. Should grindy. Where's the grindy? And it must have crashed. Execute false. Because JSON is not a function. Yeah, that's a bug. Oh, and there's a reason for that. It's recres. Then also here we should say res dot status like 404 or whatever, right? Res end, so that we have, and I really should put that in. Be a much better thing for a middleware. In fact, I will certainly put in a middleware. Works. Ooh. Oh. Cool. Huge. Fucking ginormous. But the good news is, so this, so I really don't want the books. What I want is from the books. I want monster. Cool. So it's still huge. It is still absolutely stinking huge. So I feel like most of this is just like the browser trying to catch up with the hugeness. And it's like, I'm gonna make this pretty for you. Hold my beer. Hello? Hello, what has happened? You're fine, babe. You're fine. Alright, cool. So what's super cool here is, okay, so this is legit. Ask match. A boop. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't get a boop. No boop for me. No boop for you. I'm a boop nut. Okay. So, we're looking at these things, y'all. And here's what we want to do. And what I want is, so we've got monsters, right? We've got monsters, and then what I want to do is I want to provide a nice interface for filtering subsets of monsters. So let's start with the idea that we've got a query. You don't know what the query is yet. Oh. Back to something. See what the fuck I'm talking about. We're gonna say const, and then we're gonna kind of create some baseline. So like name is kind of an obvious one. Environment, another obvious. Alignment, maybe CR, right? And these will equal the rec dot re, and we're actually just gonna console log that some bitch. Name We're gonna make sure that I basically want to make sure that I'm getting all these values right the way that I expect them to be in here. And then we'll figure out how to filter down the monsters. In fact, here, instead of even returning this, I'm actually just going to return an array. And the reason is I don't want to take it I don't want it taking forever to load. But I do want to see why is. So undefined, undefined, undefined. That would be correct. Here, we're going to try name equals achte. Okay, cool. And environment equals desert. Okay, so let's get rid of this here. Let's do and cr equals, so desert undefined 10. Okay, cool, perfect. And then what we'll do, see, it kind of sucks you can't see any of that shit. I need to figure out a way for the tool to work holistically so that everybody can see what I'm programming and what I'm testing. I feel like maybe if I squish this against this half of my window or something, hide the project's bullshit. Yeah, that bad boy. Tap over here. I can hear it. Here we go. And it could be a little longer. Good. Okay. Creating active routes, groovy, templates, groovy. Then, so we figured out all this stuff. We've got all this stuff. It's great. And then what we need to do is oops, dot monster dot filter, and this is M. It's our monster block, right? Filter, that's the res. Okay, cool. And to say return, and it should be M. Oh, right. Yeah. So return, well, what happens? It's kind of like there's a loop through the params, right? So let's say name, environment, alignment, and CR, let's say, right? And those are each values, which doesn't do me a ton of good. I think at the end of the day, we're actually just going to pull them directly off of the query and use strings to reference them. And so we've got this. We will filter these down. F's in chat. And we'll filter them down to return rec.query of F. Right, so that's saying only these filters apply. A little bit. Holy shit. So fucking good. Alright. So, got the filters. And then I think there's like an every, which means that for each of these things, which will say name, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So this will be, again, F. All right, so talking about the filter's name. And we're going to return query of F equals the string of monster of F. Now, problem here is extremely likely that these don't match at all. But I'm going to find out. And then I think so this, I need to return this. Pretty sure, because that'll filter the things that match the queries that were pretty sure. Yeah, that did not work. It didn't like that. And I'm sure there's an error up on my other screen. Book is not defined. I mean, but monster is not defined. So, oh, right, it's MF. Find desert under. So, what we're going to do here, we're going to console.log F and F, so I can see exactly what's happening when looking at each of these things. So, okay, so there's desert. Nothing is made for the desert, apparently. Also, okay, and then farmland urban. Okay, so it doesn't look like, it either doesn't look like CR is even being treated here. I mean, yeah, that was kind of what weird, because filter should that. I should get 2 back. I missed the first one. Now at the bottom. Okay. So okay, so let's just return. I see. So interesting. All right, let's set the environment to any. Put in no CR real quick and get some monsters. Okay, so this worked. Kind of. And looking for here. Interesting. CR, yeah, CR is right there. Desert. But there literally is nothing in the desert. Urban. Oh, look. CR. It showed up. Why did it fucking show up now? There's no. I did not put a CR. Why is it doing CR? That doesn't make any sense. Does that show in fucking alignment? Ooh, I know. I know why it's doing that. Actually, this is a feature. This isn't a bug. What's happening is anything that matches. So see, this didn't match, even though it has urban in it. And I think the reason is environment. Space. Where the fuck is environment? Environment is an array. Okay, so here we gotta say if mf type of mf array. So common in JavaScript, you want to double check shit. Type of empty array, it's object. So okay, that kind of. Although also pretty sure that mf dot prototype were equals array. It does the same thing. So return mf dot index of rec dot else. Here. Load this bad point. Oof. Oof. And a read property constructor of undefined. Okay. If m of f is defined, turn. Doesn't matter. Okay. Now. Oh, right. So return index of not is greater than negative. Right. That's the clause. And so everything in here now should have urban at least in their array. Urban. Interesting. There's only 2 monsters in this book with urban. There's 0 here with underground urban. And here. So, oh, I've got the CR10 in here. That's urban CR10. Urban CR5. Environment urban. CR5. I love it. I didn't even realize I still had the CR in my request here. So, okay. So this is everything of type urban. So I'm just gonna amp it up. The hell, man? Please. Okay. Well, either way, arguably, this is a huge win. Being able to just be able to do this at all is fantastic. And I do want to try some of the other filters. Let's make sure that they all work. I guess alignment is kind of a shitty thing, but yes, try this. See what happens. And you know what I'm going to do actually is here, instead of just returning the results, I'm going to return a, yeah, actually, I'm going to grab all this junk, yank it out, const is equals this. So these are the results that I want to send out. And we're going to JSON res account monsters length and we're just going to do that for now so that I've got a very nice, easy way of seeing the effectiveness of these filters. The data pulled down like this is pretty rich. Pretty stonking rich. So these are the base stat blocks that we can derive anything from. So now what I want to do is make books into an array. And then actually I'm going to put the names of the books here, things into the array and parse them, and we'll go ahead so sure slash and then oops, what I need is, and actually it's probably gonna choke when I try to do this. We're gonna see. I'm gonna cancel this out of here. Plus true creature less. I'm just gonna grab all of these. Not that I don't want them, but that I can't necessarily deal with them right now. Put these down here real quick. Got a little bit. Little beads. And basically what I need to do is in each one of these I need to add that homebrew bit. Homebrew slash creature. I'm just gonna copy this. Doll. Put in the lines. Beginning of the line, go in one and paste that. This, ooh. Very legitimate reasons that this didn't work. Take this and this go away. You know what though? I don't know what these are. Esmeralda's, Anthony Turco. I don't know yet. So I'm just gonna rip out those things here. Dark Sun Creature Catalog. That sounds cool. Dark Sun Catalog. Pretty fun, versatile NPCs. Not. Dragon Eggs. Foxfire 94. So Frog God Games, I know that they're OGL and I've heard really good things about their stuff. I think all of this stuff out. I think Kobold Press is an obvious one. Middle finger of Nord Game sounds interesting, but I think I've also heard of Onyx Path. Although I'm wondering if they're just okay. And then we've got the Sword Coast. Interesting. Why is there only one wizard to the coast? The Elemental, Community Fiend. Interesting. So, what's interesting here is I feel like what is missing is probably the most vital one, which is the SRD. Like, the SRD monsters from Wizards of the Coast that goes in here. So that's super strange. But going to actor, these, knock them out. Section, split the line, go to the end, put a comma. Pump, pump, pump. Then what's gonna happen here? Got these, and we're gonna take them. We're gonna reduce them. Oh, we're gonna reduce them, yeah. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab each one. Actually, just gonna kind of be a little cheap here. I'm gonna say, okay, so here's our memo. Here's our actual book, and memo object needs to have a monster, right, like array on it. Need an array. And so what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to attach everything to that same blob. So we're going to say m dot monster dot concat, I guess. I think concat b dot monster, right? We're just saying hell with it. Let's just throw them all on there. Then we just return m. So that becomes that. Now we should have a more robust set of data. Probably it's going to take a shit ton of time for it to return anything useful, but that's fine. Turn app, let's try it. Gem Dragons of Firen. Firen. Shrinky dink my node page here. Here is the code outputs. Okay. Oh shit. Whoa. I'm in the wrong. Refused because I wasn't running the right thing. Because I'm a derp. Adapter. Yarn out. Undefined, urban, fine. That at 0. Interesting. So I add oh. Right. You know why? There's no such thing as monster on these, right? So for each one of these, I need to const b equals require b. So This is actually going to be S for source. That'll be S. That's the source. We grab the context. We be the monster. That should fix it. Okay, that still didn't fucking work. Alright. Over here. Yeah. Wait a minute. M.monster equal. Probably why. Yeah. No. We got 110 back now with this new filter, right? So this is just urban. So let's try farmland. 48 monsters ready for farmland stuff. These are starting to look pretty good. So I think our filter's doing okay so far. And then we're gonna try something real quick. Actually, here's what we're gonna do. So so this is all great for an API. That's super friendly. I like it. Now we're gonna switch into front end mode. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna add calls into this thing. And then we're gonna render these in some way. So we're gonna be able to get this data about the stat block, about the monster, and then we're gonna render it, and it's gonna be fun. So what we do here, close this up, request giver, and source components. So let's look. I think what we're gonna do actually is I need to put. So these are the paths that we have currently, and these paths kind of work on an old premise that I'm not. I think what we're gonna do here though is actually we're just gonna say adventure is the show adventure list path, and then this will be like adventure slash create or whatever, right? And then slash edit for ID, and adventure slash ID is to see an adventure, and then there's like adventure scene. Oh wait a minute, adventure ID scene create, right? So that's like creating a scene. That's probably the new linking paradigm, thinking. And then I'm not sure, but I think we're going to create adventure. It's got API adventures, other shit in it, somewhere in here. See if we can find it. Somebody's mowing the lawn. I can hear it from my office chair. Where the fuck is my cat, dude? My cat come home. Cats be getting up, being like, "Oh, I'm an independent woman. I don't need no man." They're out all night and they're gone. And you're like, "Kitty, I'm worried about you. Please, please, God, come home, Kitty. I love you. Oh God, you know what I mean." It's a hard life being a parent of a kitty cat. So this is Axios getting the list of adventures, which I don't have. I don't need to worry about. Link. Here we go. 2/ So 2/ should be 2/ adventure. I think. And there's group. Those are all fine. Okay, cool. Create scene. Block. So this will be adventure, and then here's a bug. Here's a bug that I introduced and never fixed. Oh, ooey. Right. I think. This props match. And that's actually the thing that I slap that thing in here, maybe? Oh. Should work. Bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. So, Great Adventure, teen shit. Those are all done. Those are fine. I'm not going to worry about those anymore. I'm on to the next thing. So let's do create a route. Path equals, and this is going to be actors, right? Or actor, which will load the component is no actor list. Right now, of course, this is going to show no actors, so it shouldn't be that hard to make. I'm sorry. There's only one of you in here, and I need to eat this food, so I'm going to take a break. Be back. Back in a minute. Hello. Coming back. Coming back. Is it back? Is it back? Ah, programming day. Welcome. Holy smokes. What are you doing? Are you doing a heckin' program? So, I have just created here a new route path for my bullshit, which is gonna fail, by the way, because as you can see in here, probably, yeah, it's saying scene graph Axios is defined is scene card is defined. No, that must be something else that I'm doing. But show actor list. If I save this, it's gonna. I don't know. It's not defined. No undef. So we are going to import a actor list. Show actor list from components. Actor. We'll just call it this. That's fine. Means I need to add this component. It's the show actor list. Yes. Give it. Of course, it's not gonna work. It's a booby-doo. A booby-doo. And for now, actually, I'm just gonna. Actually, I think it's like export defaults. It normally would be a class. In this case, we're gonna try functional. Here, we're just gonna slap the props in, and this is a function. And then in here, we're just gonna return, honestly, a pre. Ooh, we cannot actually, and the reason is I need to fetch some shit from the remote. So, there's kind of a way of doing this in the more modern sense. If you've ever used React, but because I am being a lazy asshole, I'm gonna do it copy pasta because I don't really feel like rewriting all this code, and I don't really feel like fighting with a new paradigm. Just the way that you want to be. So, this is gonna be actors. Just say actors, and then API actors should be fine. And then we load actors to the view. Or at least. Everywhere that we find it with actor for now, and then we'll come back there and kind of clean these up and make sure they're all make sense. Thank you so much, by the way, for letting me take a moment to eat some food. Really appreciate it. Actor list here is done. And we got a quest for you. Pop this out of here. Play that right now. Actor is good. Although this link should be to actor/create better paradigm list actor list, I think. Right. actor. List. List check. Card. How have I done? It suddenly looks very strange to me. Got it. Okay. That is so strange. Yes, actor. Actor. That's so interesting. One actor, a play with one act. An actor is somebody who plays in an act. English. Who fucking knew? Alright, let's see. So, got actor, shot, journalist, acting actor, that's fine. Burr, actor list. Okay, so this should be fine now. And we're gonna this. Says it's listening. Does not know about actor card, and that's true. We do not have an actor card. I'm actually just gonna duplicate this file, I think. Or file. Actor card. AS. App CSS. So one thing I'm kind of like, there is a control D, stand selection. The word is what it normally does. That's what that does? That's weird. Anyway, looks like almost all of these are capital. So I'm just gonna do lowercase. Scratch what I said, reverse it. You know what I mean. I'm just gonna pick these two that are weird, different. Now these will have, okay, so those are some baseline bullshit, but this, well, we'll deal with that in a second. Okay, let's just go verify that whole garbage is working. There it is. I need to reach my itch. There. Good. Alright. So they're doing API actor. So actor. Enter. Oh, it's probably actor. Oop, you're fucking wrong, son. Oh, it is actor. Actors is not defined. Show actor list. Actors is not defined. We must have some words. There it is. 6 cheap shots. See what we got. Axiom. Okay. Filed with warnings, but nothing serious. And right, it's Actor. I think I know. So, this is not going to be super obvious, but because... So what it's doing is it's going, oh, do you want to add a new actor? Great, like 3,000, my dude. The problem is that because it's not built, because it's like generating it, it's not putting the results in a build folder. And the build folder is how this does that. So while we're working on a UI part, it might be worth it. Either work from 3,000 or build it every once in a while. But I gotta remember how to build this thing, because it's been like a week since I fucked with it. Build is the statement. Yarn builds. That'll generate a React script, or that'll run a React script build that will create a production build and put it in the builds directory, and the 8082 server will be able to pick that up. Which should be pretty fun. Cool. I'm also a little concerned as to why this isn't background, like black background, but maybe that's normal and I'm used to. You would have mentioned. Oh, right. Man. Okay, cool. So here's adventure. Act 12. Okay, cool. Yeah. So we lost the. We lost some juice. Also, we're no longer a home page. Which is no bueno. I need to put a home page up here. Okay. Files. DB has been modified. Remember, what are my options? Oh, I think this is fine. No. He is fine. Server is fine. I don't need to save that. Definitely not saving pages to that file. I do actually want to save this. Although, actually, I'm not even going to save it here. We're going to put this. I already have a document for this kind of shit. Using. Moon Elves Masquerade. Ooh. Quartz quest giver. Cool. Oh, yeah, down here. I got some stuff written. Got some shit in there. Close that. Fine, so that stuff is now saved somewhere. Close this. I do not changes. Don't really. That's already done. This. Cool. Cool. Actor card is interesting, but realistically, I'm kind of at this point. What I'm really trying to get to create actor, right? Because this is the part when you're making a new actor that you want to have a template. You want to have something that you're basing it off of, and then kind of like extend it, right? So kind of the point of this. So we're going to say this is the gate actor.js. Good. I will have to rebuild this, of course. Sure. This is probably gonna be a little stinky because there's not a lot of overlap. Well, actually, probably is a ton of overlap between actors and adventures, but not exactly the kind that we're looking for. So I'm just gonna grab word adventure here. Place it with actor. Come back through. Address weirdness. Actor. Thing that does this. Your class name. Create actor, that's fine. This links to /actor. So this is to go back to the actor list, which is correct. Fine. Title of actor. Add this. Seems like it might just work, actually. But to find out, we need to go to gonna give it app. Need to wire it up. So, import create actor from components. Legit. These. Slap it in there. Lap chop. It. Okay, now here's where things start to deviate. Yeah. I do need to rebuild this, I think. So actually, I'm thinking what I might do here is change this a little bit. So instead of running app, just running this. Yeah, that doesn't really work. Seriously, just doesn't really work. I wonder if this proxy bit helps at all. It seems like kind of maybe it doesn't. Whatever. This is not an important question right now. Let me just yarn build. We'll build this new UI, and then what I'm expecting here is for the UI to be like very quickly show its inefficiency for us to figure out where we plug in the search or filter or whatever. So that's built now. I think actually just go yarn start. I should node mon this. And theoretically, this should all just down. Break it down. Here, down, break it down. Right, and so this is an actor. Oh wait, wrong bucket. Okay. Here, ooh. I wonder, actually, now that I think about it, I wonder if it does need to be applicant to do that. Slash actor. Okay. Cute. So we're actually pulling from real select ID, name, parent ID, URL, blah, blah, from actress at actor. Then I go to add actor, and here we have the title of our actor, etc., etc. Now, a couple of things just right out of the gate that I'm not a fan of. Pretty sure there's why. I think honestly, just be like this is like the bot. There, fixed. Now I can actually see. So this takes us back to the show actor list, which has none in it, and actor. And then what I want here though is to add this. Create actor gets up here early in its form. So there's the create new actor thing. Form no validate or form group stuff. And just gonna go ahead and we're gonna put a section. Call it something. Select that block. Alright. And this thing will have its own kind of sub form, I guess, where we will take label, let's do CR first, just because that's probably the most useful metric. And here we'll actually do a select box of CRs, just because they're a little squirrely. They've got some, like, you need fractions and shit for CR, which I don't understand, like why that was a thing, why they couldn't just start at like 1. I mean, I guess, I don't know. Alright. Select option and needs the value of these. Like the lowest value is 120. Quarter, 1/2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, 20, 21, 23, and then we'll do like a 25. But ooh, they just kind of down the line. Order. Oh, interesting. I don't know if that's actually a thing or if I'm tripping. Is that a real fucking thing in the browser? Like, is the HTML gonna poop on itself because I've got fucking slashes in it? Seems really weird. Seems really weird. I'm just gonna hope that it doesn't affect me. 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11. Oop. 17, 18, 19, and 20. Oh! Oh, right. I actually had 23. 1, 2, 3, 80. Hey, yeah, it's right there. Oh, right. This is the okay. So this is a little bit weird. What? I'm actually confused. That doesn't matter. Yet might matter soon. Okay, cool. Meaning that hasn't been. Yeah. What I'm gonna do here. This is a component here. Select have an on change event. This CR change is what I'll do. That is fine. So this here has a post endpoint actors. We need a template. The template. Wondering if that even fucking seems kind of dodgy. And here, 8082. Like, hi, yeah, this is fine. Have an apple. This is empty. Fine. And console's fine. Need to enable JavaScript to run app. So, save this. I feel like maybe I need to put a route. The slash does something. I'm working on create actor right now, so I might as well just fucking jam that in. But right? Nope. Let's try this again. So I think yarn build is supposed to do exactly that. So we're gonna see what the fuck. Also, oh hello, kickstand, dude. Oh my god, I just saw that. I'm so sorry. How are you? I'm now also coding a dungeon crawler with that farming game. I think code. It'll be super hard dungeon crawler. My entertainment when I'm bored. It's a good reason to do shit, dude. Keep it up. Kickstand 2841111. I'm your biggest fan. Keep it up. Which reminds me, it's almost been 2 hours. Which means we're basically done. I got to put in a couple of hours of work here, and things are looking, you know, not great, but certainly better than before. I really want to try this again and see what the fuck happens. So, the way that this is supposed to work, yeah, it fucking works. All right, what's this? And then this, of course, is going to throw an error. Actually, this should throw an error right on the nose. Hit the spot the dot. Hold up, and okay. So this, actually, when I changed this. Weird. I was expecting to see create actor. When it does that, it should basically say that there was no the CR thing is not a real thing. Not make it. But let's make it a real thing. And then this, I think, will be an event. And I should be able to const target, actually maybe even just get the value from the event target. And full.log value, and let's see if this works. First of all, we're going to see, did this build over here? So did the changes that I just made, are they now reflective here? No, they're not. But if I look over here, warning, invalid event handler on change. Did you mean on change? I did. I actually did. No, what's interesting here is because what I did last time is all I did was start. I actually do not have. That sucks, man. I gotta figure out this. There's a better way to do this, and I gotta figure it out. There's a better way to DevOps this, so I don't have this problem anymore. Fine, though, for now. So here's our thing. Looks like this is fine. Change this value, and it spits out what the value is. Perfect. Okay, so now that I've got this, the next bit, right, the next bit that this requires is Axios. I think I'm already calling an Axios function. Here's so it looks like it's just get API actors templates, and I'm gonna pass in CR with a value of value, and res, which will be the monsters. We'll say this. I think it's set state. I think I can just do this state and then put the monster like res.monster. Here it is. What am I returning? API, right? API. Outs. Yeah, actor outs. Let's monsters. Okay, it's called monster. So here it'll be res monsters. We'll just say monsters. Are the monsters and deal with it. And this will be kind of interesting because I am not sure at all if this is going to work. because type error cannot read that state. Oh, right. This is actually a totally different problem. Which is, in the constructor, so this is one of the weird things about JavaScript, because functions are first-class citizens, meaning they're similar to values, they can be passed around like values. Trick is to say this cr change equals this cr change dot bind to this. What that means is, even though I'm going to use this as an argument, and you may pass it around as an argument, it will keep the context. It'll say anytime I'm called, use me, use this, know what this is. Right? There's other ways to do this in more modern JavaScript, like arrow functions, but for our purposes today, this is going to be absolutely passable. The most important thing I want to see is, does this call into the remote? It looks like it almost does, but then also quite spectacularly. And the reason I say that is because so PR here did not end up going in, and so I have a feeling definition get here. So let's look at wrong. Yeah. I need a browser. Browser the morning. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, I think I'm starting to crash. My brain is starting to fucking shut down on me. Templates, dupe. Axios, get API. Let's see. Promise-based HTTP solutions, key requests. I need Axios API. Method is this bullshit. Oh, what if I'm just doing like a get, send a get request? Oh, get URL. When using the S method, and interesting. I wonder if there's like a if I just put like data on here, if that's gonna work. I have a feeling that that's kind of how it perceives this. Get change not defined. What? The get. And I really the fucking shit out of that. This dot C change. Okay. Oop. Sending in saying very interesting. Axios query string. I'm just gonna see if it has like a kind of built-in way to take one JSON object and convert it to query strings. If interesting. What do I get? Oh, okay, cool. It's params. That's totally fine. So instead of being data here, params. And then also here, I kind of want to console.log my res just to see what the fuck I'm getting back, even though I'm pretty sure it's going to slightly ridiculous. Status 200. Need to count 137 monsters. Very nice. And excellent. Ooh, what the fuck is this? CR sub-object? Okay. This is ultimately going to be the hardest part of this, is figuring out. Yeah, there's some things that are going to have the there. Other piece. It's fine. Let's bring it down or not. Weird values like back. 31 monsters, 31 monsters within the 1/8 range. All with names right here. That's super fucking useful. So, in the next stream, in the next programming stream like this, what I'm going to try and do is add some visualization for these results. So when you select something from the CR system, it's able to create this list and then put it on your screen so that you can kind of see them. Kind of wanted to get to that today, but we just kind of ran out of time. So I guess you'll have to come back next week. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a wonderful day. Stay beautiful.